Back on TYT Sports with Francis and Jason. Here, Kobe Bryant announced the 5 toughest opponents he had to play against. As his retirement tour continues, there's been a lot of listicles that came out regarding Kobe Bryant. But when asked, Kobe Bryant responded, thanks to Baxter Holmes on Twitter. Top 5 players Kobe says he has faced: Hakeem Olajuwon, Michael Jordan, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Clyde Drexler. Add that it's hard to pick just 5, and I'm not sure if he ran out of characters between 1995 and 2015. Such an amazing listicle.
It must be so hard to try and narrow it down. For you've had that much of an emphatic career and trying to narrow it down to those. And I'm sure there was a list. If not, there will be one of players he's played with, and then things that go on best scorers. Like we can make a full playlist on TYT Sports of Kobe's moments of what he thinks has been the best throughout his career.
Spend a year doing it.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on one person in there straight away because the key word here is faced, right? So someone he played against, and I watched OKC versus the Clippers last night, right? Kevin Durant, as we know how game-changing he can be. Like no one else I would have trusted on that team with that fadeaway jumper at the end, which just came in clutch. But I was talking about Chris Paul with the last shot of the game, right? Chris Paul, as we know, is fantastic at finding space, whether it is for an assist or whether it's taking a shot. He finds space. Kevin Durant, his limbs don't look attached to his body. So name another player on that OKC team, right, that you could think would take that shot. I know Westbrook would take it, but would take that shot and you'd be so confident that they'd make it, and would also risk giving away a foul with that amount of time left on the clock, but is so confident in his ability with those long limbs to force a difficult, but if not a turnover, in that moment, in Kevin Durant. I was mesmerized.
You turn to your superstar, and Kevin Durant is a superstar. Now, nothing against Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook could have obviously taken that shot, and he's become less selfish with Kevin Durant in this season's play compared to last season's. But you're absolutely right. Kevin Durant is one of the most terrific scorers we've seen in the NBA this year, even before his injury, when he was winning the MVP, when he was leading Oklahoma City, before Westbrook developed into this unbelievable point guard that we watch, or shoot first point guard, I should say. But what's interesting about Kobe's list overall, right, is the 5 players he chose. Like MJ and LeBron, not surprising. Even Kevin Durant, not surprising. Yeah. Although MJ and Clyde Drexler are the only 2 that he was really guarded one-on-one with. He didn't go one-on-one with Hakeem Olajuwon. Another important note, Kobe was asked who the 5 toughest opponents he's faced. So it's not like we can throw in who we think the 5 toughest opponents he faces. This is Kobe's list.
It's subjective of Kobe Bryant.
It's 100% subjective to Kobe Bryant. What I found interesting is that, he never went one-on-one with Hakeem unless he was driving to the lane. I think it's just a nod to how Hakeem Olajuwon, man, is somebody, if you were to find another 7-footer who was a soccer-first player.
Yeah, remember that.
His footwork outstanding, picked up basketball in like an 18-month period, was given this unbelievably athletic build and mindset, and then mastered 4 moves, and you couldn't guard any of them, the dream shake, the hook, everything Hakeem did. Like, it's a you have a better chance at winning the lottery twice and being struck by lightning the same day. Then finding another Hakeem Olajuwon, really. I mean, Bill Simmons puts him as the 11th best basketball player of all time. I agree with that. He's right about there. The 22-10 guy career, and when Jordan left the league. Won the 2 titles. And so everyone says, oh, what if Jordan was in the league? Well, Jordan wasn't in the league, so he won 2 titles.
And it was interesting you said there, of course, LeBron James is another focal point to touch on, mentioning him in there. There's almost, I would say, fabricated rivalry. Like it's great to make a rivalry between 2 of the best players, but obviously great respect between both of them. But the same thing comes down to LeBron James when it's someone you face. Of course, LeBron's such a presence on the court, it would be a nightmare to play against him, but he's unguardable when he drives to the hoop. You know what I mean? That's someone that I think many people out there, even if they're not a huge LeBron James fan, when you look at some of the All-Stars throughout the history of the NBA that have played against LeBron James, it's almost impossible to guard him when he's got that mindset and he's driving to the hoop. I don't think there's anyone that I have seen in my period of watching basketball to my period of now really appreciating it that can do it as good as he does. So that wasn't surprising that he was on the list for me.
Yeah, no, not at all. It's LeBron. I like the story in which Kobe wanted to meet LeBron in the finals.
Yeah.
And LeBron couldn't hold up his end of the bargain. It would have been a great finals. Nothing against the Celtics making the finals those years. That was an awesome 2009, 2010. Great basketball games. My favorite thing to prep when it comes to talking about Kobe and Michael is the pictures you get to go through when talking about Kobe and Michael.
Yeah.
Because there's some of the best NBA pictures of all time. You know, Kobe never held back in the trash talk. He never held back in wanting to be better than specifically Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
And getting to stand on the court with him at the same time, we see the transition that's happened. Now we see 1 billion Instagram posts and 1 billion tweets every single game that Kobe goes. His last game in Philadelphia, it's like Nerlens Noel is, you know, I get to be on the same court as Kobe. That's how Kobe felt when he got to be on the same court as Michael.
Yeah.
And Michael, I mean, we said there would never be a Michael Jordan, then Kobe Bryant showed up, and they have such a similar game. Now, I know 6 rings beats his 5. Totally understandable. In terms of efficiency, Jordan sweeps the entire list.
Yeah.
Defensive efficiency, offensive efficiency, shooting percentages, everything.
Yeah.
Not saying Kobe's better than Michael, but in terms of their games, they mimic each other.
Yeah.
The turnarounds, the fadeaways, the drive to the hoop, like how they played. Even when oh my God, the triangle, the same coach.
Yeah, and it was and when you hear all the stories about Michael Jordan and how he mastered so many different acts of his game, is when you see Kobe Bryant, see that Kobe shot where that is that turnaround fadeaway, which Michael Jordan was great at. And I think it's a testament to how good he was, Kobe Bryant, the fact that he could take that shot, and for a second, people were just like, that's Kobe Bryant's shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing as Michael. It's not exactly similar, but I'm just talking about the same way that Michael Jordan was able to find space to take a shot and master that fadeaway as well. Kobe Bryant, when you talk about players of our, people of our generation watching the NBA, they talk about how that shot is so tied to Kobe Bryant that it's a testament to how he mastered it. But obviously, he's analysed Michael Jordan's game as well because he's able to be on the court at the same time as him. So, for me, I think his list, I mean, despite not knowing so much about Clyde Drexler or
old basketball.
Older basketball players.
Sorry
I mean,
to make you guys make the older generation feel even older, but Clyde and even Hakeem, it's a little bit of old basketball. MJ was the same time as Hakeem, but still old basketball. To leave on this note, for a decade of Michael Jordan, and then following that for a decade of Kobe Bryant, there was nobody in the NBA, and I mean nobody, who you wanted taking the last shot outside of those two. The 90s, it was MJ. In the 2000s, it was Kobe Bryant, undoubtedly, up until about 2012, and then all the injuries.
And then what's going to happen?
You write a poem and you go retire.
No, but I was kind of throwing you the alley for Steph Curry, and you were just going to be like, oh yeah, I want him to take the last shot. Moving into the further generation.
Now that'd be Kristaps Porzingis of the New York Knicks.
Potentially.
All 7'3" of him. Leave your comments in the comment section below regarding Kobe Bryant's top 5 or his 5 best players he got to guard against, opponents he's faced, blah, blah, blah. Who do you think was the toughest opponent for Kobe Bryant? And like, favorite, subscribe, follow Francis, follow myself. We'll see you next time.